our team, our community. This is Condors Town, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
And a good Tuesday morning to you. What's going on? It's Erik Fox from Energy 95.3 right here on the left side of your screen. On the right side of my screen, my brother from another mother, Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good. What's happening, Erik?
A lot is happening when it comes to the hockey world. So, you know what? Normally we do some banter, but I just got to say we probably just should jump into it because literally everything seems to be changing on the moment when it comes to especially the NHL. So let's jump into it right now. It has been announced they are taking a break through the holidays. Some games already got postponed. I was ready to give us some razzing back and forth here today about the Oilers and the Ducks that were supposed to play yesterday. What's going on with the NHL when it comes to that stuff right now?
Yeah, so they're taking a pause through Sunday, really. Their pause was going to be through Monday, in a normal year, I guess. Unfortunately, it seems like cases are on the rise in terms of professional sports. There's a lot of testing, more so than just about any other profession out there right now. And unfortunately, it's kind of, popped up. It's certainly not just a hockey thing. It's, in the NFL, we see, we've got Tuesday Night Football tonight, because of it. The NBA's had issues. The one, and you kind of touched on it with Anaheim and Edmonton, the one difference for hockey in the NHL and the AHL is you have a border. You have, two different countries. The NBA has that with Toronto, but it's not as widespread as the NHL and even the AHL, which has, 5 teams up in Canada too. So it's an hour-by-hour thing. We fortunately here in Bakersfield, don't have a game until Monday anyways, so this was going to be a little bit of a break. The guys have been practicing this week, but, we were going to have a break anyways. And, unfortunately, it's hit the AHL as well, too, here over the last couple of weeks. So, we'll see what happens and, try and grind through it. And, it hit us on Friday. You mentioned the Oilers and, we were playing the game against San Diego and thought we were going to have Seth Griffith and Coop Marody in the lineup. And then got to the rink and found out neither were going to play for us. And they were on a plane to Seattle to take on the Kraken the next night and help the Oilers to a win. So, it's a crazy time. I said it yesterday, I think, on another program. It's, I can't believe we're still doing this, honestly. But, we're used to it, I guess. So
we went into the season kind of and I think Coach said it perfectly. At least we're playing hockey, which last year we kind of just had that question mark. But obviously it affects a lot more because Anaheim, speaking for them, I mean, they had 3 games they were supposed to play in Canada this week, and all 3 of them got postponed because of the cross-border thing. You mentioned, obviously, the local players, they're on a plane to Seattle. How else does it affect locally what's going on with the parent league right now?
Well, I think, the Oilers had a couple of guys go into protocol the last couple of days, and it's kind of been a 2-week thing, when you do go into protocol. So, will those guys be ready for Monday when the Oilers are supposed to play Calgary? I don't think so. If they're testing positive yesterday or the day before, you can just do simple math. So will that mean that more guys get called up? Now, you have the border issue, and now the guys you're calling up, they also have to test negative going out and test negative coming in. So it's a fluid situation. I think the good thing is, and I've had a head cold for the last 5 days, but the good thing is there's no real illness, I guess, of the players and staff that have tested positive. Some guys have tested completely asymptomatic. Other guys have had head colds and runny noses and stuff you'd expect in December when you're traveling around and maybe you have kids at home and you're bouncing in and out of houses and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens the next week or so. The Condors are supposed to play Monday in San Jose and then Wednesday at home for Energy Night, and then we're on a 15-day road trip after that, so including 8 days in Canada. So this is going to get real pretty quick for the Condors, and hopefully we can tweak some rules or lighten some restrictions. But there's 2 different governments plus states to get involved here.
It's one of those things, and we talked about even before we started the season. It's going to be one of those seasons where it's like it's team roll with it pretty much, where every week is going to be different. The other big thing that was announced, I don't know if it's been officially announced, but literally every single one knows it's the truth. NHL players are not going to be playing in the Olympics this year. How do you think that affects things with the Oilers?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think both sides kind of came to the agreement, not just, the NHL and not just the NHL Players Association, which, represents the players. I think both sides kind of realized, from two different avenues. One, there's over 40 games that have to be rescheduled now in the NHL. I think we're approaching that number in the AHL easily. The Condors had 6 games postponed. They were already, rescheduled, but it's, China's a whole nother ballgame too. So for players going over there, if you test positive, there's no telling how you're getting out of the country. So, I think that kind of weighed on players' minds. And I think the other side of it is they're going to need time to make up these games. You can't just play into August every year. So, I wouldn't want to be a schedule maker right now. I wouldn't want to be in hockey operations, travel, thankless jobs right now because there's a lot going on, and unfortunately, it's nature of the beast right now.
Well, I remember seeing a documentary maybe about 15 years ago about literally it was one person doing the whole schedule for the NHL. I can't even imagine a whole team even trying to do that right now. So we come out of the break after the holidays. At least that's kind of the current plan. What are you seeing with the parent organization, with the team? How are they looking as we come out of the break? Because the Pacific is a tight division right now.
Yeah, the Oilers dropped, what was it, 5 straight or 6 straight, and all of a sudden found themselves, kind of on the bubble, and then, won the last 2 going into the break here. So, that's a positive sign. They're as depleted as, any other team. They played the other night with 10 forwards and 7 defensemen, and, didn't have some key guys available to them, but were able to find a win. It's like the Condors did on Friday in San Diego. You just show up, and whatever bodies you have, you throw them in the lineup, and you hope you can, scratch out some points. So, I think whatever team kind of handles this, break the best will, end up rising to the top. I'm not worried about the Oilers. They've got some key pieces that have been out of the lineup for a long time. Hopefully Mike Smith gets back soon as well, too. Condors, I think, are hoping that, too, to get Stuart Skinner back in Bakersfield. Hopefully, that's the plan, at least, I think. And, we'll see what happens. But I'm not particularly worried about the Oilers, but the Pacific's been, really fun to watch every night.
Yeah, especially, some teams you expected to be completely out or in. Ducks. But yeah, you definitely have it at an interesting time. Let's jump to the local stuff, because obviously you mentioned the last game before we went into the break here for the Condors. Got a win out of San Diego.
So that's Anaheim's AHL team, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of got that. Thank you.
3-1-1 against San Diego this year too.
Oh, I love the razzing. That's what we do here. So let's talk about that. So obviously, your next game is going to be Monday, currently planned in San Jose. So you got a road start coming out of the break. What are you guys looking forward to, and what have you guys been working on during that break to prepare for these next games coming up?
Yeah, it's been nice to be able to practice for a couple of days. It was going to be a break anyways for the Condors, having that Friday to Monday kind of break. But, the team hadn't really been practicing the last couple of weeks just because of all the COVID protocols. And, you wake up and you get a text message that says, don't come to the rink, or, hey, leave the rink. And, that's it for the day. So it's been good to practice, I think, for the guys for the last couple of days. There were some big storylines that kind of came out of Friday's game. Raphael Lavoie, who, if you had to kind of peg, the Oilers prospects, where they're hoping guys are going. Raf's a second-round pick. He was picked very high a couple of years ago. It's in the second year. He, got a taste last year as a, rookie, in a strange season. And he got off to a really slow start this year. He didn't have a goal in 19 games. This was a guy who always scored at every level he's ever been at, and had a 5-point night on Friday night and was +5 and had 6 shots and ends up being our player of the week as well, too. So that's great to see. Condors need him to become, we're not talking elite scorer, but certainly a guy that can be dependable, to score on a given night. They're going to get some reinforcements here over the next couple of weeks, and I think the other storyline is Ilya Konovalov, the goaltender. Again, another second-round pick. Goalies take a lot longer, especially those coming over from Europe. Ilya's been terrific over the last 5 games. I think he has a .940 save percentage. You do that over the course of a season, and you're going to find yourself on the win column more than not. So 2 great storylines. Offense finally came to life. Condors need Lavoie to get going, need to keep that pace, here over the next couple of weeks. And if they can continue to get solid goaltending, it's a bright spot heading into Monday against a San Jose team, which, hasn't really played all too great this season.
Well, it's definitely going to be something to watch. Once again, you guys are on the road next Monday in San Jose. Then next Wednesday, you guys are playing the Reign, who are top of the division, or they're heading up there. It is going to be energy night, so I get to harass you in person, which I'm looking forward to once again.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But I'll have the superstars there too, so they can kind of head you off before you get to the booth. Bobby Orangutan might head you off before you get up there. So it's going to be a fun night. We don't have a home game after that until mid-January, so this is kind of our only home game since I think early December, which is crazy to me, but that's the way chips are falling, and then we go on the road for 15 straight days. So really fun night. Should be a great night. Should be a good crowd with the vacation week as well, and the superstars coming out. They're always a fun time. So looking forward to it.
It's going to be a blast. That's going on next Wednesday, once again, at the Mechanics Bank Arena. I'm going to be out there doing the siren, or riding the Zamboni, or harassing Ryan Holt, or maybe probably all 3, because you know what? You can't just hit me in one spot. That's just how things work. Yeah. So people want to go check out the game on the 29th. What's the info?
Yeah, condorstown.com. And for anybody still wondering if you need a late-minute gift or last-second gift, we still have holiday packs available. It includes a bobblehead, pizza, and tickets to games, on sale at our website, condorstown.com, and perfect stocking stuffer right before the holidays, even for the people you don't like.
Why did you look at me when you said that? Ryan, I always appreciate it, man, and definitely go check that out. And I'm looking forward to being around there on the 29th. It's going to be a great time out there. So once again, come out and say hi to me as well. And you can razz me as well. I have no problem with it. So it's going to be a good time. Maybe I'll make my way up to the booth. We'll see what happens. You know what? There's. And definitely watch the Energy 95.3 Instagram page, because I'm sure I'll be IGing live out there and creating all kinds of chaos, havoc, because life is too short, right?
Exactly. Let's keep it fun.
Right on, man. Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors. I'm Erik Fox from Energy 95.3, and this has been another Energy 95.3 Condors Connection. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas, guys.